Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about the thin skin at Pixar. Pete Docter. Remember Pete Docter, who kind of had a fit when people didn't like Lightyear? He said that the audience was basically too stupid to understand what Lightyear was going for.
Yes.
Well, now he is perplexed. He does not understand why Elemental is not getting very good reviews. It just completely escapes him because we're Pixar. You can't give us bad reviews.
Yes. Why are people comparing us to ourselves?
Why are they comparing us to ourselves? We're going to talk about this, talk about an IGN review, talk about the reviews so far. They've actually gotten a little bit better. Top critics have it at 60%.
I want to point out something though. I noticed. We'll talk about it when we get to it. But it was about how the audience score is so high. But I think there's a reason for that. Anyway, continue.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, let's
tease. I'm a tease.
I know you are. Let's talk about this before we get into it any further. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, you'll get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
So let's look at this article here. Pixar exec fires back at negative Elemental reviews. Pete Docter said it was confusing. He said to Variety, he said, that was a confusing half hour there at Cannes Film Festival, he admitted to Variety. The film Elemental played, we got a 7-minute standing ovation, and you could feel the love beaming down from the audience to Pete.
Sorry. Oh my God.
They really responded to it. Then the embargo lifted, and some of the reviews were pretty nasty.
They're not getting mean to you. Other people are standing clapping. The other ones are the first one to sit down because they look like assholes.
They gave a standing ovation for Indiana Jones. You know,
there was more to Harrison Ford than anything.
Yeah, he continued. I guess there are probably a lot of reasons for that. This is our 27th film. For some reason, we seem to be critiqued not only based on other movies, but on our own stuff.
Wow, what a concept. Do you mean people are comparing you to your own stuff? Like, they compare Star Wars films to previous Star Wars films? You don't say.
What? They
compare apples to apples? How dare they?
How dare they? So people will say, oh, it's not as good as my favorite Pixar film, whatever that is, explained Docter. Perhaps he has a point. This is coming from Clutch Points. Though I think there's a balance between holding Elemental only up to the standard of your favorite film from Pixar and merely saying it's not as good as your favorite for emotional reasons. It's hard to compare it to Miyazaki or whatever.
Oh, please.
Docter concluded, on one hand, that's flattering, and it's also kind of a tough position to be in and very tricky.
You know why? Because the ones that are their favorites are the ones that Lasseter did or Lasseter had in play before Docter took over.
I was going to say it.
Well, I said it to you earlier.
Yeah, that's got to be irritating, right? Because you're supposed to be the new Lasseter, but now that your movies are coming out.
They're failing horribly.
Yeah. I'm not sure we would say we regret going to Cannes or anything like that. It was such a fantastic audience of film lovers. They screened it the very last day of the show as critics were getting ready to leave, which is weird for a Pixar movie, I guess.
So he said it was such a fantastic audience of film lovers, but then he was saying about how the love was beaming down and then the reviews were nasty. I guess they weren't film lovers. If you didn't love my shit, you're not a film lover.
You don't love my shit. You don't even know what good shit is.
So the verified's come down. What's the all audience?
All audience is 85.
Okay, they've come down some. It was like 98 before for verified. They're pretty close. Here's my thing on that. Because it's only been a couple days. The people who are going to love it, who are Pixar fans, who kiss Pixar's ass, we're going to go to the movie this weekend. Most people don't care. So the ones that are going are the ones that care. So of course it's going to keep it the higher rating because they're the ones that are the fans of Pixar to go to begin with.
Yeah. I mean, that's true. You're going to get the Pixar super fans. Yeah, so he was making excuses for Lightyear too. And it does seem like, look, I think Pete Docter is a good director. I don't think he directed this one. I think he's a good director, but I don't think he's good as the company head because he seems very thin-skinned. No. Like every movie.
So what you were going to say is he's a good director, but he's no Lasseter.
He's no Lasseter. And the thing is, I think he knows he's no Lasseter. I know that they kept trying to paint him as being the new Lasseter. They had this puff piece in one of the big papers. It was like New York Times or something.
Where's the other chick that's supposed to co-lead with him?
Oh, the Frozen gal. Yeah, Jennifer Lee. I think she's running Walt Disney Animation Studios now.
Oh, and they're doing fantastic too.
Strange World.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's like when they got Lasseter pushed out. and they got to be the head honchos. It all went to shit.
Yeah. So, and look, I don't know if Lasseter is really batting 1,000 over at Skydance or not, because I guess the last movie they did, Luck, wasn't that fantastic, but there was a certain vibe that John Lasseter brought to Pixar movies and later Disney movies, and that has been missing from many of the last few movies. And this Elio or whatever, it looks like another Cartoon Network thing. Like, it doesn't look bad, but it doesn't look groundbreaking or anything. It just is. I mean, it's basically Pixar. It's just like you're just producing movies that any other studio could produce at this point, and it's going to be a mixed bag. And I'm sorry, it's like, Pixar has been held to a higher standard than other animation studios because the precedent was there that you guys were like top shelf.
Right.
And
that's what they're comparing you to yourself, because it used to be every movie got better. It was like it got better and better and better, or they're equal. It might be different, but they were equal.
Except for Cars 2, that was dog shit.
Yeah, the Cars franchise was really kind of Doc Hollywood, and then it went off But yeah, and it's like everything was, increasingly better when it was new stuff and you're excited about it and you're like, yay, it's Pixar, it's going to be amazing. You knew it was because it was Pixar. Now it's like, oh boy,
It's like, is this one I mean, every once in a while they'd have a mulligan, they'd have The Good Dinosaur, which wasn't terrible, but it wasn't really up to Pixar. And this one's directed by the same person who did Good Dinosaur, I guess. So I'm like, okay, maybe there's a problem there. Just saying, but. Yeah, so I think what kicked this off is actually the IGN review. They said that Pixar's latest movie is one of the weakest and most nonsensical.
Yes, okay, IGN. When IGN says that you're too preachy, you know you have a problem. They got a 6. So anyway, let's read through the review. Yeah,
they said that there's no bigger evidence of being a stick in the mud than trying to poke holes in the believability of an animated fantasy film marketed to kids.
Oh, that's your excuse in the beginning. Okay.
Yeah, you sound like a dummy at best, a spoil sport at worst.
No, it's because the internet keeps saying if you don't like my thing, it's not for you, it's for children, you're a jerk.
They said Elemental, the latest from Pixar, really pushes this philosophy to the limit. It's absolutely gorgeous to look at, has some thrilling chase sequences, a reasonably charming romance, some great music, and plenty of gags. Unlike its closest high-concept comparison, Inside Out, its internal logic is fundamentally frustrating. At a certain point, you just have to say this makes no sense. Now, this isn't good because they said both of the main characters are super annoying. They said the logic of the world doesn't make sense. Because why would fire people move to a water world?
Beyond that, the acting's terrible. Like when we saw the trailers and stuff, like there's these lines like I've always loved you or whatever, but I can't even do it in a way that has so little inflection.
They said that Wade is the water guy, right? He acts like a freaking stalker. And of course, the fire girl is angry all the time because of course she is.
Oh, well, representation. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, God.
He should be ginger. Anyway. They said, this is what Squid Game was telling you about. They said there's like some kind of subplot about what's causing things, the leaks in the building to this big Chinatown-esque conspiracy, but then they completely abandoned the storyline.
Wait, what?
Yeah. And then they said, so this underlying thing just disappears in the middle. Yeah,
it almost sounds like there's like some meddling going on, or they're like, hey, we got to get this one done because, one of the Bobs said we're going to release it on this date. So just get this shit done, It's clear from the beginning that somehow love will triumph, but there is a key problem that if the two ever touch, they turn to steam.
Oh, my God.
Oh, God.
They didn't. Did they go there?
One begins to wonder if this is a metaphor, if it's a bit forced, and when the message of believing in yourself and following your dreams really go into after-school special overdrive, you realize why Minions is so popular with kids.
Kids don't give a shit about this stuff. Imagine that.
Wow. Oh, wow. Okay. This is
what Squid King said. He said when IGN says this stuff, you done fucked up.
So this is starting to sound a lot like those Gamergate chuds. Not a lot of lessons are being forced down your throat with those movies, Minions. It's mostly just loud noises and acting silly.
Yes. Okay. So let's talk about Super Mario Brothers. Super Mario Brothers kicked ass, okay?
Yeah.
There was a video going around, and some of you might have seen it. It's a little viral video. It's this little kid, and it's in an elementary school, and he has a piano, and he's doing a talent show, and he starts singing Peaches. And all the kids...
I haven't seen that.
Oh, all the kids in the audience start singing along, and the whole room is just going, Peaches, 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 and they're all like cheering and they're thrilled. And when it's over, the whole room just erupts into applause. Because that's what they want. They don't want to know about a conspiracy on that's left alone. They don't care if Ember and Wade get it on, turn into steam. This is like the same idiots.
My ship.
The same people that keep trying to insert, who's sleeping with who in kids' cartoons.
God, so I told you, this is a metaphor for venereal disease.
And although the story fails to truly connect, there's never a moment that's too boring. And it's just so pretty. That's what they keep saying. It's shit. The story's shit. It makes no sense, but it's pretty shit. I think glittery shit.
Wouldn't that be amazing if they actually had that as a title for review, like Pixar's latest pile of pretty shit? Pretty much, because
that's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing, it doesn't make sense. Nothing really adds up. The characters are annoying. The voice acting's bland. Kids aren't going to care because they just don't give a shit about this stuff. But it's pretty.
See, this is why we need Walt Disney. We need him unfrozen and back at his desk, because Walt would walk through the whole story and he would play out the whole story, and they would go back and forth. And if stuff didn't make sense, they would work it out until it did, and
But the problem is you have a bunch of people you can't tell them no.
No.
And you put them
especially at Pixar.
Unfortunately, the story is way too thin and none of it makes any sense. Well, don't you think you should have figured that out before you released it into theaters?
Well, the good news is they're going up against The Flash, which I've heard doesn't make any sense either. So.
Oh, The Flash? They're saying for 4 days, $71 million. 4 days.
Oh.
Yeah. That was supposed to be like the 3 day. Yeah, no, it's 4 days now.
Good luck with that. I was going to go see it, and then I heard some spoilers. I'm like, I can wait. They're going to dump it on HBO Max. I'm sorry, Max. They're going to dump it in the Max pretty quick, I think.
You should have dumped this into Max.
Yeah. All right. Are we going to wrap?
Flushed it.
Flushed it on the Disney Plus. Just
here we go. Graphic was beautiful, and that's about it.
Yeah. We loved the movie, and there was nothing we disliked. Very little humor for a Pixar flick. Absolutely loved it. The story was beautiful. Wholesome family movie. That's what I'm saying. It's all this,
either they're not real accounts, or it's all the people that are like Pixar, aficionados going first.
Try holding back the happy tears, as Disney always can find your sentimental core.
Like Inside Out. Yeah, or like, look at all these. It's like, okay, something's weird here, because I'm looking at the critical stuff. And they're saying one thing, and these audiences, boom, boom, boom. Oh, it's amazing, 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 amazing.
Look at all the explanation points, right? Frederick, it was a fun family movie. Followed by, this world needs this film.
This world needs this film. Okay.
All you need is love.
It's okay, but it was boring. It was cute. It was a little slow. I'm just telling you, the people that are like the diehard Pixar suck asses are going to go first.
Cute movie, very fun. Love the characters and stories. Just go watch it to be entertained. Don't let those Disney haters deter you. Clownfish TV, I see you. I see you pointing out the holes.
Is BW an actual account that's reviewed other things? Click on the name. Oh, look, it's a new account that's never, reviewed jack shit.
What?
Shocker.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Laughter, pride, amazing animation, all in caps. It is amazing.
Yeah,
go see it. Okay, you're on Verified. What's all audience say? Worst Pixar movie yet. It's not. It's certainly the bottom 5.
Ow.
Here, it was somewhat fun movie, but it felt like it was trying to copy a Pixar movie instead of being one.
Oh, well, that's okay. So I think that's kind of where I'm at with it. The last couple of Pixar movies,
ones that lasted or had absolutely nothing to do with.
Right. It feels like these are the art school students that grew up watching Pixar movies. Now they're making their own movies,
but we're going to come fix it.
We're going to come fix it.
Fix your shit.
Fix your shit.
Now it's just shit.
Now with more bean mouth.
I'm just like.
And representation.
I don't know. We have to see how this goes. I'm not going to go see it. I mean, I don't even know if I could make myself watch it if it was on Disney Plus, honestly. I haven't watched hardly any of the stuff that's come out lately. Even when it's on Disney Plus, I'm like, don't care. Marvel, don't care. This kind of stuff, Strange World, didn't watch it, don't care.
No, I have zero.
I can't even bring myself up. And I used to never miss these things. Like, you don't understand. Like, I had never missed one. And now anymore, I completely am happy to live my life and not watch them at all.
Yeah. Yeah, the last time I felt any twinge of like, I gotta watch this every week was actually Picard Season 3, which I held off on watching. Everybody's like, it's really freaking good if you love Next Gen. I'm like, no, it's not. You're lying. I thought Picard was gonna be the one, and it was shit. I watched 2 episodes. I noped out. I'm not going back. Not gonna be fooled again. And by God, I watched it. I'm like, this is the next gen follow-up I wanted. This is so easy to...
For me, it's The Secret of Skinwalker Rancher K-drama. Take your pick. It's one of those two.
But you can vouch. I was actually excited about Picard season 3.
He did. I watched my K-drama on my iPad while he'd watch Picard season 3.
And then our son for Easter, he did like a little Easter egg hunt for us.
He did.
And he got me Next Gen on DVD, the whole series.
He did.
Because he knew I was like geeking out over
He did.
Picard. And I'm like, now you have to watch it. You have to watch it.
He likes the Orville. He'll love Next Gen.
Yeah, it's like that, but better.
We done?
I think we're done.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna wrap it up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.
Help support the channel. Go to thereef.support and get early access to podcasts, videos, and other content. That's thereef.support.